Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Black Male Advice TV, Ringo TV Reactions. We back again with another video. Today's topic: should divorced or single people give relationship advice? Should divorced or single people give relationship advice? Now, we're going to be reacting to another video from your girl, Melanie KY, whatever, I don't know her name. MK Ultra, I think. We're going to be reacting to another one of her videos because she just don't get it. I guess she haven't gotten the memo yet. Now, let's break down a couple of things so we have context when it comes to giving advice. I have a question for everybody in the chat, everybody that are in the clouds, everybody that are viewing in the overflow. How many of you want to take advice from a homeless guy who is broke? How many of you would take advice from a homeless person who is broke? Should a homeless person that is hungry, broke, in need, have nowhere to live, should that person give advice, financial advice, on how to earn money? Should they? To all the educated people that are listening to the stream, to the show, should a homeless person that's making no money, that have to eat out of a garbage can, should that individual give financial advice on how to be successful? How many of you folks would be lining up to listen to a homeless person give you financial advice on how to be successful when every night they got to sleep in a cardboard box? How many of you? But you know what's interesting about that question? If we take a woman who is thirst trapping, who her breast is hanging out every day, who constantly want you to see her body, right? Who others would find attractive. If we put her in that box, right, as a homeless woman, I guarantee you, if she's giving advice on financial advice, a lot of you simp Negroes would be listening and super chatting. Because that's the difference. The difference is modern day pick-me females are out here trying to enter the space to speak on issues that men are supposed to be speaking on. And the thing is, none of these women are qualified because they're breaking all the rules. They're using the cheat code. You see, when a woman's breast is flashed all day on the camera and she don't know how to dress or be presentable, she's not giving you no advice. What she's doing is thirst trapping you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna react to this particular video here, and we're gonna do several videos with that video. We're gonna chop it down, break it down. Should divorced or single people give relationship advice? Now, I just gave you the question. Would you listen to a homeless person who is broke, busted, and disgusted, living on the street? Would you take financial advice from that person? The majority of you wouldn't. So if you wouldn't take financial advice from a person who have no results, why would you listen to someone teach you about relationships when they have none? Not only don't they have a relationship, not only don't they have a marriage, but they have nothing but failure. So how is that person going to help you when they're still in a position where they need help? But see, this is what goes on in these YouTube streets. A lot of you love listening to people that have no results. And then you listen to people that thirst trap you, like the so-called Danica Marie or whatever the hell her name is. Like I'm literally embarrassed for you brothers. I mean, to think that you brothers are literally following around a woman who is allegedly married, but yet her man got her up on camera thirst trapping brothers, and she deleted a ton of videos from her platform. That woman been thirst trapping brothers since like 2016 or something like that. You understand? See, I keep my eye to the streets, and I know what's going on. Any man that have his woman up online, flashing her body all over the place, thirst trapping these brothers for views, that's a weak man, and he's in the business of pimping, and he don't mind his woman doing that as long as the dollars are coming in. But the sad part about this is that the majority of you brothers, you flock to these platforms because you're looking for advice. Now, I question your manhood when you are looking for advice from a woman. Like, bruh, you got all these brothers out here giving all the real advice, but you're not taking their advice. You're not supporting their platforms, you're not super chatting them, you're not cash apping them, but you cash apping all these women. It seemed to me like most of you brothers, you flock to these platforms because it's like being at a strip club. You go to the strip club, you can see a little tail, a little cleavage, a little breast, a little behind, a little skin, and then you give the woman a tip. Anyway, fam, you already done know the drill. Let's react to this.
Should divorced or single people give relationship advice? Obviously, I think the answer is yes. And this is my reasoning for it.
Listen, single people that got no relationship, that are out here being promiscuous, whoremongers, thoughts, 304s, should not be in no position to give anybody any advice. People that are divorced, that have nothing but failure, no success, should not be giving anyone advice. Your boy Kevin Samuels, 2 divorces under his belt. But yet this clown has 1 million subscribers. 1 million subscribers, let that make sense, fam. What advice is he actually giving you, fam? When the man have nothing but failure. And you know what's so funny about this is that I'm very clear, very vocal about what I talk about. Kevin Samuels have 2 divorces. He's a man that teach and promote that men should go out there and pay an escort to have relations. But what's sad about this is that nobody seems to hear this part of my videos. So let me get this straight, ladies. You're taking advice from a man who is supposedly a high-value man, but he can't pull women. He have to pay them for sexual relations. But you want to believe that he's here because he's trying to help you find a man to be some sort of wife, right? See, these are the people that are in these YouTube streets that are giving you clowns advice. But when you have a righteous man that actually have the results, over 27 years of marriage experience, still here, I practice polygyny. You understand? I've been through all of the hell and hot waters that deals with relationships. I actually know it and have receipts. But these people, they don't have no results, nor do they have any success. You see, the bottom line is success. These folks have nothing but failure. And then you have relationships that are on YouTube that are dysfunctional. See, here's the thing, ladies. Even if you're a woman and you're married, that don't mean anything when you're thirst trapping these brothers. You're not in a position to be given no advice. And I'm going to say something publicly just to clear the air. The only female that is on YouTube that is not thirst trapping is Crimson Cure. She's the only woman that I see that is not thirst trapping brothers. If there's others, I have not gotten to them yet. But she's the only woman that is fully clothed that is not trying to thirst trap anyone. So if she's speaking on an issue, you're hearing her. You're not hearing her breasts. You're not hearing her behind. You're hearing what she have to say. But all of these other women, oh no, they want you to see their body. They want you to see their waistline. They don't want you to hear the message. They want to thirst trap you. So even if you're a woman and you're allegedly married, if you're on YouTube thirst trapping men, nobody should be listening to you because you're nothing but a 304. And the only reason why men are listening to you is because they want to see your body. So they're lusting after you. They're not listening to you. And what you're doing is you're pandering toward these men by telling them what they want to hear, when the truth of the matter is the majority of those men that follow these women are whoremonger males who are just interested in getting some easy box. Should divorced and single people give relationship advice? Absolutely not. Let's go.
You know, I wish my life was a fairy tale. I wish I got...
See? She wished that her life was a fairy tale. That's what she wished. Let's go.
Married and lived happily ever after. And I'll give shout outs in a second, but I just want to kind of get this introduction done. I wish my marriage had turned out perfect and happily ever after. And I never had, I lived in wedded bliss. And
you said you wish that you never had, but you never completed the sentence. You just switched the subject to something else. See, Melanie is an example of a failure, a woman who failed in her marriage because she really don't know what she's talking about. And see, this is the problem. When you have these type of issues and then all of a sudden these people want to pop up on social media as if though they're some sort of expert on relationships and they're going to give you all this advice, people, you have to turn this nonsense off. It's a circus at this point. You understand? It's just like Kevin Samuels. 2 divorces, but he's trying to help you ladies find a man. When he's the guy that pay for escorts. And I know the majority of these clowns on YouTube can't stand me, but they really don't want no smoke. I know they do. I know they watch me all day, pissed off, mad, because I'm the only content creator that goes against the grain, because I'm not a part of this machine. I'm not a part of this club that they have. You understand? I'm about righteousness and truth, and I'm the only one calling out the BS.
Honestly, that was my plan. But, that's not what life gave me. That there was something,
Listen, this is a woman who claimed she was a Christian, claimed she was in the church, but for some reason, life didn't give her that. So whose fault was that you were unable to have any sort of success in your marriage? It was your fault, Melanie. But you're not telling the public about the things you've done. And see, this is the problem, fam. When people try to give you advice, right, and they're not transparent on what they did to cause this divorce, that is when you need to just turn them off. Because they're not being honest with you. They're just, leading you along the way, playing with your emotions, but they're not telling you about the dirt that they did. See, we don't know what caused her divorce. She just wants you to believe that her ex filed for divorce. But why would a man just up and file for divorce? Why is it that all of you guys are thirsty over her, a woman with fake hair, and I'm the one who called it out? Now, all of a sudden, in all of her new streams, she's talking about, yeah, my hair is fake and trying to make jokes about herself. She wasn't doing that before. She's doing that because I'm the guy that made a video reviewing her hair. And I'm the guy who made it very clear that she have fake locks in her hair. I'm the one who put that information out there. She viewed my video and then she went up on her Instagram and she posted a photo, which we're going to get into later on. She posted a photo claiming that back in the day, 6 years ago, she had all this long hair, which was fake again. Right? And the reason why you have to know that this woman is in her feelings is because why would you have to post a photo from 6 years ago to prove anything? You know, why are you concerned about me? Because the truth of the matter is, when the truth is shared, it gets under people's skin. And this is how you know when someone is a fraud. Because she's on a mission now to prove that back in the day she had long hair, but today she's having fake hair. Let it make sense. Why would someone go from something good to something bad? You understand? But anyway, let's get back into this.
You can't control everything in life. You can do the best you can with what you know at the time. So I'll say for me, the reason why I find it valuable to listen to people, especially divorced, and I'm going to tell you why.
Now, hold up. Especially divorced? Why would anybody want to listen to failure? See, what she's trying to do is put herself in a position to be some sort of authority when it comes to relationships because she was divorced. In other words, I'm better and more qualified to talk about these issues because I've experienced marriage and divorce. Woman, if your marriage failed, you're a failure. At this point, nobody's supposed to be listening to you because you have no results. Why would they waste their time listening to your fairy tales? Do you understand me? Let's go.
Because we've been through every cycle of a relationship.
See, she believed that she'd been through every cycle of a relationship. So let me get this straight, fam. She want all of you ladies to go through the same cycle. She want you to go into a marriage and then end up divorced. That's what she's gonna teach you. Let me tell you something, fam. Melanie is not transparent with you folks. You understand? The other day in her stream, a guy asked her, you know, what's the nationality of your ex? Guess what she did? She said, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not going into that. All the brother asked was, what is the nationality of your ex-husband so that we can pretty much know his background. But no, she didn't want to go into that. Now that says a lot. Because if she don't even want you to know his background, then what's her background? She will never tell you that. And this is why you cannot listen to people like this, because they're not transparent. Let's go.
Before you're married, before you're divorced, it's just all theory on what you should do and shouldn't do. And this.
So you're telling me that the Bible is all theory? Now keep in mind, fam, this is a woman who claims she came from the Christian church. You know what I mean? She was in ministry the whole time. But she's saying that before you get into marriage and X, Y, and Z, it's all theory. So you really don't believe in the Bible. Again, this is why you're not supposed to be listening to people that have a bunch of failure. Because they really don't know what they're talking about. Only on Black Male Advice TV is where you're going to get real world advice about relationships. This is the only platform that's going to give you that information. It's just that simple. Let's go.
This is why, and that is why. But until you've lived it and gone through it, it's just theoretical to you. It's just pie in the sky and hopes and wishes and really judgments from a place where you just have no experience in it. And so I've lived every type of relationship life, from single to dating to engaged to married and now divorced.
So you lived as a thought. That's what you're saying. So you lived as a 3042. Are you telling me that's what you did? Because you said you lived in every kind of relationship. We're just going by context here. So let me get this straight. Because you had over 12 years of marriage, which I doubt. You understand? You could say you had 12. You sound like you're not even sure every time you say that. At the same time, you're trying to make yourself appear as if though you've been through every facet of relationships. So therefore, you're qualified to talk on these issues. The problem here, Melanie, is this. When you were doing these kiddie videos, you were not thinking about relationship content. And I've said this many times. You understand? Now you're trying to do some old comedy stuff, which is the same stuff you were doing before. See, I'm the guy that call out the BS. You're trying to remix old material as if though it's something new, right? And you're doing all of this because you realize that it's not really going as planned. You see, when you were with your husband, you had success, but without him, you're finding it a little more difficult. So now you're trying to ease your way back into doing these little crazy comedy videos, which is whack, by the way. Right? That's the same material that you said you weren't happy doing. So how is it that you're trying to ease your way back into that? You see what I mean, fam? She's trying to give you advice about relationships when she have no relationship. And she's not trying to get involved with anyone. That's another thing that you brothers must understand. We're going to get into all of that. Let's go.
And so as I, when you get divorced, well, for me, when I got divorced, I had been doing work for 2 years prior to that on myself with a therapist.
Now, she said before she got the divorce, before the divorce took place, she was pretty much getting therapy for about 2 years, I guess, to work on herself. Now, is she going to go into details talking about what she did to cause her own divorce? Of course not, because it's always the man's fault. You understand? Shame, guilt, insult, and the need to be right is the so-called quote that Kevin always say. But this woman right here is literally living it. You understand? She was the reason why her marriage failed, but she's not going to get into that. See, here's the problem, fam. When it comes to divorce, right? If people are not going to be honest about what they've done, right, that caused a divorce, and put the information out there for people to learn from, then you just need to turn them off because they're just filling your ears up with a bunch of hot air. Let's go.
Okay. So when your marriage goes wrong, there's nothing like marriage to really show the cracks in you, to show the places where you need to improve. It's much different than just dating.
To beg to differ, right? When you are living with someone, it's no different than if you're married. Living with someone, Melanie, is the appropriate thing to say. Living with someone. Dating is just hooking up to have sex. See, again, this woman don't know anything. You understand? She really don't know what she's talking about. Dating is hooking up to have sex. There's no commitment. There's no long-term success. Dating simply means hooking up to have sex. That is what it means in today's modern terms, right? When a person is living with someone and you're living with them long-term, that's the equivalent of being married. So if a man is living with a woman and a woman is living with a man, you begin to see things about these people that you learn over time. So it's not like, oh, if you walk down the aisle and get married, you magically turn into some other person. No, you're still the same person. Let's not make this complicated as if though it's some mumbo jumbo. Let's go.
Because, in a marriage, it's so much harder to end a marriage than it is just a relationship. If you are dating boyfriend, girlfriend, y'all could just split up and move on.
Actually, what she's saying here is incorrect. When you are dating and you break up, again, dating, hooking up to have sex. So if you're playing that boyfriend, girlfriend game and you break up, make up, break up, get with someone new, have this little relationship, break up, you are essentially practicing divorce. Because you go through the very same hurts and pains, you go through the same emotional issues. We see this throughout the world. Look at all of these women out here that have been so-called with a man in whom they're not married to. They go through the ringer, they break up. What happens to the woman? She go through all the emotional pain, the trauma, and so forth. Not only that, the guy may also go through a lot of pain because he may have loved the woman. So Even if you are not technically married based on the laws of the land, right? You are still technically married in the eyes of the Most High, because if you were sexually involved with the person, you are technically married. So when you break up, there was a tearing away of the soul tie. See, Melanie don't know nothing, and she's not spiritual, and she don't know the scriptures. Sex equals marriage. What she don't know and what she's not telling you is that when people engage in sexual activity today, they are actually marrying one another. And this is why relationships are downhill, because people are practicing divorce every single day. So when a man and a woman are in a relationship and they break up, it is in fact a divorce. You understand? So it's the same thing. It's nothing different. Let's go.
But when you're married and you have children, it's a whole nother ballgame. You're not.
You could be in a relationship with a woman, have children with her, and she's your baby mama, and you're going through the same BS that you would normally go through if you were married. It's the same thing. She's making it seem like it's some sort of higher level type stuff. Same nonsense. The only difference now is you're married under legal terms, which mean the state can now come in and dictate what can go on within that household if there's a divorce. This is why I teach black men not to get married based on the legal contract. If you want to take a woman as a wife, you make up your own agreement. You don't need the government to dictate what you can and can't do. Let's go.
Just giving up. You're not just letting it go, because there's a lot at stake and you're invested into it.
Melanie, do you know that according to the Bible, technically you can never be remarried ever again? To all the fam that's in the chat, how many of you know the scriptures and agree that Melanie, based on the scriptures, could never get married again? Never. And if anybody get with Melanie and lay up with Melanie, you are now an adulterer. According to the Bible, it very clearly says that a woman who literally leaves her husband cannot get with another man as long as her husband still lives. And the only way she can remarry is if her husband be dead. So Melanie, as of today, you could never be with another man. And if you're in any sort of dating, relationship, seeing a guy, any sort of thing, you are in fact an adulteress. See, these other content creators on YouTube, they're nothing like me. They don't have the ability to speak truth to power. Their only purpose is just to entertain. They really bring no value to the table. Let's go.
Married for, I guess 12 years, So
notice she has to guess if she was married 12 years.
so it wasn't like some fly by night marriage, type of thing for me. But before I got married, I had this ideal about myself, and about marriage. I really felt like I had won. Like I was not better than other women who hadn't gotten married, but I felt like.
That's exactly how she felt. She felt that she was better than other women. She felt that she had reached the plateau. She felt that she had secured the bag and that she is above all of you women. But now that she's divorced, she's trying to fit in with all of you women. You see how that worked? Let's go.
I'm not out there with the rest of them. They still struggling. They can't get a man. They can't get married. Well,
see?
That kind of thinking. And I didn't think it, how you don't think it, but it's something in your mind kind of, you get a little proud when.
Do you see what I'm saying, fam? So she's lying at this point. Because she just said you get a little proud. So she basically was looking down on other women that had no husband, and she was looking at herself in the big house, driving a nice car, and she felt that she was better than all of you sisters. And she was looking down on all of you. But now that she's divorced, now that she's on the bottom, now she's trying to mingle in as if though she's trying to help all of you sisters. Fam, peep the game and wake up.
You feel like you've won. Especially for women, when we get married, we feel like we won, like we accomplished something. I don't know if men really feel that same way.
Men don't feel none of that nonsense. You understand? Men don't feel none of that foolishness that you're talking about here. Let's go.
You guys could tell me in a second when you guys call in.
How could they tell you that if none of those guys are married? Because the majority of the people that are on your platform is predominantly male. This is how you know that these modern women, these so-called pick-me's, are not really reaching women. Because if you actually go into their analytics and check out who their audience is, the majority of their audience is men. Anytime you have a female platform and the majority of the audience is men, that is when you know that that woman is a so-called pick-me, one who thirst trap, and she is not helping women because she's not reaching women. Let's go.
But for me, I felt like I was, hey guys, hey, I'm gonna say hi to everybody in a second. I'm just, y'all know how I got to do my preamble. I'm long-winded. So listen, I'm long-winded for a reason. But I will say,
she's long-winded for a reason. That same long-winded mindset was happening in the marriage. Allegedly.
And when you get married and you just feel like you got their wedding and you're going to, you do kind of believe in the fairy tale. You do. I mean,
notice how she's calling marriage a fairy tale. Are we dealing with an adult or are we dealing with a little girl? You see this madness? And this is coming from a woman who claims she was in the church. Let's go.
People say marriage is hard work and things like that, but you think, my marriage will be different. We know what we're doing. I know what I'm doing. And you go into marriage really bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as though the problems other people had, you would avoid. And divorce, what are you talking about? Like, that's them. They should have done this. They should have done that. You do start to get a little judgmental, honestly. I know.
Melanie, I don't know why that you continue to play this little game. I'm going to ask you a question, right? And I want all the people in the clouds to listen to this very carefully. This is what we're going to do to prove her, to see where she really at right now. Check this out. Melanie, if your husband came back to you right now and said, look, I want to work out whatever we got to work out, you know what I'm saying? And would you take him back? That's question number one. Question number two, Melanie, listen to this very carefully. For all the people in the clouds, make sure you have this as a receipt. Melanie, do you, deep down inside, love your husband, your ex, unconditionally? Do you love him, Melanie? Despite the divorce, do you love him? And were you fighting to keep your marriage intact? You see, Melanie is never going to answer those questions. Here's the last one. What was the cause of the divorce? Fam, you will never get no answers for that because she is a fraud. And this is why you never take advice from people with nothing but failure, because they're never honest with you. You understand? It's interesting to me that people can come up on YouTube and act like they're giving advice, but they never tell you the dirt that they actually do. So you don't know if this woman was allegedly in an affair. You don't know if allegedly the ex was in an affair. You would never know this because she's not honest with you, but she wants you to give you advice.
I did. But it's when you start to really get into the weeds of marriage, all the romance is gone and you've got kids and a bit.
Notice what she just said. The romance is gone and you have kids. The romance is gone and you have kids. That is exactly what was going on in her marriage. Allegedly. No romance, no sex life, no love. Just existing. Let's go.
Business, and it's, you know, you're seeing everything about that person, like it's really raw at a certain point. And you find yourself in a place where you never thought you would be. And all the things you thought would happen or how marriage would be is just not true. At least it wasn't for me. I'm not saying for some people it isn't, but for me, it wasn't.
You see, fam? None of that was true for her. So this woman literally was married, living in darkness. This woman's entire marriage was never nothing about happiness. Remember, she's the same one who said that when she was doing kid YouTube with her children, that she wasn't even happy doing that. So she wasn't happy at all, right? But yet now she's trying to do this. Let that add up. Let it make sense, fam. Let's go.
So this is, was it Try Baby 23?
Now listen carefully to this simp that called in on her show. Check this out.
Do I have that right? Try Baby?
Yes,
Are you
ma'am. For
there?
you, Miss Melanie, is anything you want. But you definitely you definitely hit the nail on the coffin. I'm gonna have to be the bad guy this month because it's Black History Month. So salute to everybody.
Talk a little. Hold on. Can you talk a little bit louder? Just a tiny.
Yes, ma'am. You definitely hit the nail on the coffin. I got to salute to you. You know, you beautiful by the way, but also, yeah, you hit.
Notice that, fam. We have Lil Baby calling in on the show. And this clown, first thing he want to talk about is you're beautiful. By the way, as if though she haven't heard that 1,000 times. See, this is what I mean, fam, by the thirst trapping. This brother is not there because he's trying to call in because he wants some advice. This brother is thirsting. Look, I'm going to say this publicly, straight up and down. And I want all you ladies out there to listen. When a man say you're beautiful, it's because he want to smash. You get it? When a man say you fine, you're attractive, it's because he want to smash. When a man give you any sort of compliment, baby, you look good, wow, you're so beautiful, it's because he would love to take you to bed, right? And have his way with your body, right? That's just the way it works. If I find any woman attractive, right, it's because I want to smash. It's just that simple. So ladies, when you hear a man say, hey, you're beautiful, right? He just told you that he want to F you, right? So there's no way around this. So quit all the smiling. Oh, thank you, thank you. No, that brother just told you in another word that, hey, I like you and I would love to hit. It's just that simple. We're going to have to do a whole video on that. Because this is why, brothers, you need to be very careful telling women you're beautiful, you're attractive, you're this, you're that, because you just told her, and she knows that. Women know what I'm talking about. That's why they don't give the majority of you guys any time of day, because they know you just want to smash. They're not dumb.
The nail on the coffin reason why the proof is in the pudding, or what's understood don't have to be explained, meaning I could tell a person, go take a shower, you'll smell better. But you know what I'm saying? What's understood never have to be explained. But also on top of that, what's understood is not being explained. So I think they should give advice. Reason why? Because that's why so many people are confused on it or just never heard about it and jump into a marriage and they don't know about it. You know what I mean? So
this guy is a clown. He don't know what he's talking about, and he's most likely out there screwing women and don't give a damn about these sisters. You understand what I'm saying? The dude is not even married, right? Most likely out there having sex with random chicks. But yet, he's talking all this nonsense to cap and cape for this woman here on the screen. This is what I mean by thirst trapping and how simps follow these platforms and literally watch and watch daily, religiously, taking in advice from women. Let's go.
You know, it's simple
Yeah,
for me.
and I think the way, oh, go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry, nah. It's just simple for me to take in some knowledge and what someone's trying to tell me and go by that, and then just being hard headed and not doing, you know what I mean, like just going by what I think is right and not knowing it all. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. And one thing I would say, one of the benefits, one of the things I've seen over and over here, well, hear women say, "I don't need no man."
Mm,
I don't get it. I'm telling you, I've been married with having a husband to
mm.
and having children and being in a household with a husband versus being a single mother.
Melanie, is your children still with you, fam? Because, I have 4 daughters and my wife is always busy. She's always tending to the children. She don't have time to be doing all of this nonsense. She really don't. So the question I have for you is, do you have custody of your children? Because it's very important that people know that. See, this is, again, fam, why you're not supposed to listen to these people, because they're not transparent. They're not transparent with you. She's talking all this stuff about needing a man and when she was married, when she had kids, but it don't sound like the kids are there. And it kind of it's concerning because it's like, what really went down? Let's go.
It's just not even on the same stratosphere. Like there are little things. There's like the other day, my tire, I got a nail in my tire. And usually, my ex-husband would like take care of stuff like that for me. And then he'll think about, I got to pick up the kids from school. And then I don't have an extra car. And then like, it was just like things
Listen, if you got a nail in your tire, take it out. You know what I mean? Learn how to plug the tire. See, this is what I mean by these independent women who believe they don't need a man. See, now, if you needed a man, were you fighting to keep your marriage? See, she's not telling you this. She's making it seem like the man just up and left. But she's not telling you what went down. That's not normal of what women do. You know what I mean? I gotta peep through the clouds, man.
There are things in my house I never thought about doing. You have you're like a team to help discipline. There's just so many layers to it that I don't.
She's acting like she missed all this stuff. But in other videos, she's acting like she's happy that it's over. This is craziness, man.
Understand. Even being a single woman now, yeah, I guess there's freedom in being single, but I would much rather be married.
Now she's saying she would much rather be married. So what exactly caused your divorce? I can't listen to somebody give advice and they're not even telling you what the hell happened in their life. That's crazy. It makes no sense. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, this is personal, this is that. If that's the case, why are people on social media sharing their whole life? Why talk about your marriage? Why talk about divorce? Why even talk about it if you're not sharing what went down?
And I'm being honest, I would much rather be married because now that I know the mistakes I've made,
the mistakes that she made, fam. You see the guilt? The mistakes that she made. What did she do? What did Melanie do to that man? What did you do to your ex-husband, Melanie? Talk about it. What did you do? What did you do? You said mistakes. What mistakes did you do? Let's go.
No, what I will never do again.
See, she said things that she would never do again. So what did she do to her ex that caused that divorce? Click that like button, fam. Let's go.
In terms of things that I've been working on myself.
Look at her face when she's talking, man. You can't see the language. You can't see the body language, the fear. Let's go.
If you can get it right, it's a beautiful thing. Like,
if you can get it right. Melanie didn't get it right. Let's go.
I don't know why anybody wants to be in these streets. Like, I mean, I guess if that's working for you, but there's a magic of having somebody to travel with, do a bucket list with. That's what I want one day. I don't want to be dating a bunch of dudes and trying to figure that out.
If she don't want to be dating a bunch of dudes, then all of you brothers that are thirsty inside the comments, y'all need to just quit right now. Because she ain't getting with none of you brothers. So just stop.
that's for the birds. Y'all are tripping. Anybody who's saying that you don't need no man, girl. Yes,
I
you
definitely
do.
want to
Yes,
give
you
you.
do.
I had to give you your flowers, Melanie. Come on, cause like this ain't no point intended to nobody.
Notice this dude talking about he have to give her flowers. You see the simpery that's going on in these streets, fam? Again, when you see a man doing all of this, it's because he want to take you to his bed and F you. And that's a fact. Brother ain't giving her no damn flowers. This brother is literally simping for that attention because he's like, damn, I'm on the panel. I'm able to talk to Melanie. You understand? Let's go.
But you know, all day society, like everybody look for someone to be the bad guy. You know what I mean? Not even giving that person a chance to explain what they're going through or what.
Notice how he's simping towards her. In other words, other people is looking at her as the bad woman. In other words, it's like how I make videos about her content, right? I guess he's looking at it like, well, you know, you got these guys out here talking about Melanie, but they're not trying to hear her out. They're not giving her a chance or nothing like that. See, these folks be watching my content. Because again, I make the best content on YouTube, hands down. Nobody make better content than me. You know what I mean? That's just the way it works. When it comes to these issues here, nobody make better content than me, man. I'm thorough with what I do. The way I break stuff down, man, nobody can even react to that. You can't even react to my videos because I'm so damn thorough. What is there to react to? You just look like a damn fool. Let's go.
Through or what happened. Meaning like, I just want to, like, people wake up every day like, somebody gonna be wrong. I'm always be right. So we all human, don't get me wrong, but I just gotta give your flowers where they're due. Keep your head up, keep doing you. You damn so too beautiful, and I ain't gave you no real flowers yet, but hey, they definitely on the way for sure.
Well,
you see all the simpery, fam? How much times is this clown gonna say she's beautiful? Talking about he's giving her flowers and all this nonsense.
I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it. But you know, hold on. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you said. One thing I'm gonna say as well, you know, at my age too, guys, like I know what so many things that have been broken and wrong with me, and having been through tragedy. Like I work out now because I want to be in the best shape of my life.
Now listen carefully, fam, of what she's gonna do here. She's about to use a story that pretty much broke the other day about some woman that jumped off a building in New York City, right? She's about to use that. She's going to use the whole idea of compliments and beauty and how when you are, receiving compliments that you never know what someone is going through inside and how the comments of others can affect others, which basically she's trying to play the victim. I need for you to understand it. Now, keep in mind, Melanie speaks about other people. Melanie talked about Brittany Renner. Melanie talked about a lot of people, but she don't even consider that her words can affect Brittany Renner. Right? Let's establish all of that. She talk about other people, but she never consider what her words can do to somebody else. So now what she's trying to do is play the victim. And I'm not going to tolerate this because I really don't care how you feel. You in these YouTube streets, you make content, we have the right to react to it. So if you don't got tough skin, leave. Right? Go back to your so-called fellow content creators and get some content in terms of how to manage your emotions when Ringo make a video. Ask them to make some tutorials for you behind the scenes, unlisted videos on how to deal with the mental pressure when Ringo reacts to your videos. Because I already done know I'm getting under your skin. And the only reason I am is because you know that you're being disingenuous to the people. And I'm the only one holding you accountable. You want to talk all this talk about accountability, but you're not doing that. You're not accountable for anything that you do. And your platform is not designed to hold any woman accountable, because when you was on the Lapeef Network show, you made it very clear that your platform is not here to hold women accountable. So what are you here for? Let's go.
Be the best version of myself. But I'm at a place where even like flattery, I want people to see my inner work that I've done and let that shine beyond.
Really? That's not what you do online. When you flashing your breasts online and thirst trapping, of course you want brothers to see what you look like. I mean, you post full body pics in your stories and on your Instagram. Of course you want people to look at you. You want people to see your inner work and all this other nonsense? Well, then take down all the photos on your Instagram. Let's just stop being hypocrites. Like, really, let's stop being hypocrites. If you don't want nobody to see you, cover up your entire body. Stop being a hypocrite, because you're not going to get away with anything. I'm going to hold you accountable to the T.
On looks, you know, because I've gone through where I've gained a bunch of weight and looked my worst and all types of things. And I've learned nothing really lasts but your character. And that's what I'm in a mission to develop the right, so that shines more than anything that's on the outside. Because if we learn anything about the recent, I actually met her, Chesley Christ, this girl.
Melanie, who cares? I don't care. I don't care.
Was gorgeous.
I don't care if she was gorgeous. She committed suicide. She jumped off a building. I don't care.
I actually met her because I don't know if
you don't notice she met everybody. She knows everybody. Let's go.
You guys have seen the picture where my hair was like hers and I cut it, y'all.
Cap. Her trying to promote her hair. First, you're talking about a woman that you know committed suicide. Now you want to talk about your hair. Check it out, fam.
Oh, I was on crack. I was on crack, baby.
She was on crack, fam. That's what she said. I didn't even have to. Let's go.
On crack. I was on my feelings. And you know your feelings for a woman when you and your emotions.
Check it out, fam. That's the image that she posted up on her so-called Instagram after I made my video talking about her so-called fake locks. And she want you to believe that that's real hair when that's actually fake too. And she claimed that that photo is 6 years ago, as if though cell phones and cameras were that poor in quality. Melanie, stop. Like, seriously. Lie after lie after lie. It's not getting you nowhere. You're wearing a piece. The hair is fake. You're not going to cut all of that hair off to go to a weave. So stop it. Stop trying to prove that your hair was long. Listen, fam, when people have to do these type of things to prove that they had this and had that, that is when you know they're fake. Let's go.
It's like crack. You are addicted to your feelings. And I was addicted to my feelings. And I wanted change and excitement. So I had this beautiful head of hair. It's on my Instagram and on my the community post on my thing. Y'all, I had that Jerry curl popping. And I'm gonna tell you, I cut it into a short red bob because I was addicted to my emotions like crack. And but I met her because of the hair stuff, the natural hair. You know, that's how I actually first started YouTube years ago, was doing natural hair because I had hair like her. And this girl is gorgeous. I mean, Miss USA. She just interviewed Denzel Washington. Okay. She just had a campaign with Express.
Who cares? What does that have to do with should divorced people and single people giving advice about relationships? You see, my content is raw. I don't care about that woman. And I don't care that she jumped off a building and died. That's her problem. Do you understand me? I don't care. So don't use her. You understand? Stop acting like you care, because you're only trying to use her to try to make yourself look like you are a victim. I don't want to hear about her being beautiful. I don't want to hear about her interviews with Denzel Washington. I don't care. You're trying to use her because you're trying to say that you're going through a lot of stress and by people talking about you that they can push you to the edge. That's what she's doing, fam. You can't see that? Listen in.
For a clothing line. Like, this girl was winning. The day before, like, she's posting positive things. She even has a YouTube channel. And then in the morning, she just
what? Say what she did, fam. Say what she did. She jumped off the building. That's what she did. But notice, Melanie is not telling you. Melanie is not telling you what happened. And shout out to Jada Black. Jada Black is the one that I believe broke the story. That's where I first saw that story at. She ain't telling you what went down. I don't care about her issues. I don't care that she jumped off a damn building. Do you see me making videos about that? No, I don't care. Anybody that commits suicide is a weak person. So all that accolades you just gave her about she's doing this, she's doing that, she's beautiful, she did that. Notice that her spirit was dead. And all the success she had didn't mean nothing. Just like all the success you had means nothing. Because you're not with the Most High Yah. You understand? So take this rebuke. I don't care. So stop using other people's demise to try to justify your own mess. Let's go.
Now, we don't know the full story. I think there may be some investigations we need to do.
The full story is she jumped off a building and committed suicide. That's what she did. That's what the news said. So what investigations are you talking about? That's what happens when you're in that industry, when you sell your soul to the devil. Let's go.
To make sure. But you don't know what a person's going through internally. And bring that back home to, just because somebody's beautiful on the outside. The past year, I have been through hell.
Basically what she's saying is, you thirsty guys who constantly keep telling her she's beautiful and this and that and all this stuff, that she's going through the same mental trauma that woman was going through, which led to her demise. Yep, let's go.
Okay. And I would have people say, oh, you look so beautiful, you look so nice. And I used to just think, you have no idea how it does nothing for me, because internally I was just going through so much.
See? So when you brothers are complimenting Melanie all damn day, it does nothing for her.
Mentally, not to the place where I wanted to, self-delete.
I think you brothers that are close to Melanie better keep an eye on her.
But to a place where I just became even toxic in some of my mindsets and just so anxious.
So she became toxic in her relationship, allegedly.
I would wake up and my stomach would just hurt in turn. And I would just panic. I wake up in the middle of the night, just terrified that my life was not going to go right. And that's the divorce. You want to talk about divorce? I can give you a horror story of how I felt in divorce. This is why you want to get it right. Listen, I'm telling you, I thought divorce was easy. For some people, maybe it is, but for me, it nearly took me out. So
it nearly took you out? Took you out, and how? What do you mean took you out? Fam, y'all better peep the game.
Don't know what people are going through. Just because someone looks nice, just because someone's on the internet, your words, the things you say, the comments you leave.
If you don't want to hear comments, if you don't want to see stuff, stay offline. Do you see, fam, how she's trying to play the victim? But yet the other day she was roasting Brittany Renner. Do you see that? So let me get this straight, Melanie. Are you saying that when people make reaction videos about you and they're talking about you, that it's getting under your skin? So let me get this straight. Nobody's supposed to make video reactions about Melanie King. Because the comments that they leave and the things that they say can affect them because you don't know what they're going through. Melanie, I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what you're going through. You are in a space where we make content about various issues. So stop trying to play the victim. If you don't want to hear anything, if you don't want to read any comments, stay offline and go make cat videos. Because over here, we deal with real talk. We don't play games over here. Somebody should have gave you the memo about the black sector of YouTube. You understand? Let's go.
How you treat them, you don't know if that's going to make or break people. And I'm going to tell you, because I wanted to leave this space completely. I told him, I was like, I'm done. I mean, I could be making millions of dollars doing whatever. And
well, then go over there and make millions of dollars doing something else. Why would you want to leave this space? Obviously, you ain't built for it, fam. Notice this, fam. A little criticism, and she crying. I'm telling you, you got a lot of people behind the scenes talking about me, man. Facts.
And I can be happy and at peace and have fun, and I don't have to deal with all this foolishness over.
So hold up, people making reaction videos about you is foolishness? Really? So you don't respect the First Amendment. You don't respect fair use. You don't respect the people's right to voice their opinions about you.
Here, but he kicked my butt, which is what I needed. Nothing about what I look at. He just told like you to stay on it, and you need to just do what you need to do and stop being in your feelings. Essentially, my dad.
So is that the reason why you want to do a live show every day, fam? I mean, I'm actually happy that you're doing that so I can get more material to react to tell you the truth.
Told me the same thing, but you don't know what a person is actually going through. So I just wanted.
Yeah, we don't know what everybody going through something, but what you're going through ain't more important than what I'm going through. And you don't really care what I'm going through, so I don't care what you're going through. That's just the way it is, man.
Throw that out there. I appreciate the comments about me looking nice, but y'all, whew.
Okay, from now on, brothers, that thirst, stop giving this damn woman compliments.
I've been through it. All right, I'm gonna add you to the stream. You gonna act up? You're not gonna flash us or nothing. So I get cut off YouTube.
No, I'm not that guy. I know a lot of people think I might be, but no. Can you hear me very well, Melanie?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. The reason why I was drawn to your channel was because of your character.
Another thirsty guy talking about he was drawn to her channel because of her character.
And I've been waiting to talk about that. And then we could talk about mental health, if you would like to. But to answer your question of the show, I think somebody should give advice if they are educated and have the experience to give that advice, mixed with, are you giving it with the intentions of problem solving, come to some kind of resolution?
And these folks on YouTube are not given any sort of solutions or problem solving. They're busy thirst trapping and regurgitating what they heard from somebody else.
I would never give my friend advice if he's coming to me about a relationship. And to clarify, I'm a single father, 31 years old, not married.
In other words, he's not going to give that advice because he don't got no success. Let's go.
And I'm a single father to a daughter, nonetheless. But at the end of the day, if my friend came to me, I wouldn't come to him and say, you know what, F these B's or whatever. I think a lot of guys give disingenuous advice, especially in the manosphere oftentimes, because they really come from, in my opinion, a hurt place.
Which is himself. That's what he's talking about. A hurt place, meaning that he's literally projecting what he's going through onto other men. This is why you can't take advice from these guys, because they're hurt. Remember, he's a single father, right? And he's alone. Failed relationships, no success. So he don't want to give advice because he know if he gave advice on forget these B's, it's coming from a place of hurt, which is what's going on in his spirit. Let's go.
And if you're coming from a place where you're not healed, you're just giving really probably bad advice.
Now, could Melanie give you good advice when she's coming from a place of hurt? You know, failed marriage, failed relationship, all of the issues. Notice all the pain, trauma, all the issues that she got going on. How could she even give you any good advice? He just exposed her right there, and he don't even know what he did. Let's go.
I think what you're doing online is you take videos and you give your disposition based on your experience. I enjoy that experience. Consider our age difference, considering a similar experience.
More simping.
This is that we may not, that you may have that I don't have.
Notice how he just ignored all of her experiences, the hurts, the pains, all of the issues. He just ignored all of that. He just totally ignored it.
As far as what you just was talking about.
Bruh, why you not watching a man's channel that deal with real issues? You busy watching her. This is crazy, fam.
As far as men complimenting you, but you were going through different stuff. I talk about that all the time, about medical disparities, in particular for Black women, because Black women when it comes to them passing away, nothing affects that more than medical disparities for Black women, whether it's childbirth, whether it's heart attacks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I do think that it would have been very detrimental to have you off YouTube, to have you in this, to have you, you know, have all this good advice, but not be able to give it to anybody. Not.
Notice how he's caping for her, man. Notice how he's saying, like, if you're not on YouTube, we'll be losing out over here. In other words, we need you, fam. We need you, Melanie, to give us your perspective. You know, don't let these guys on YouTube like Ringo and others that make reaction videos about you, you know, don't let it bother you to the point where you leave YouTube. Please don't go. Don't go away. I want you to stay.
For the community not to be able to borrow that advice, to learn from it, to internalize it, and then go out in the world and make something out of it.
Melanie have no success, so what advice is really they going to be winning with? All she do is repeat what Kevin Samuels say, or she just take what she heard from somebody else. Let's go.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think a lot of women who come into these spaces, they really not prepared for these manosphere conversations, because to me, it just sounds like a lot of bitter men, right? And I'm not.
Notice how he just dissed all the brothers. He said that we all sound like a bunch of bitter men. That's what he said. A guy that's a single father, right? He have no relationship, no woman around. But he said that all of these guys sound like bitter men. So because of that, he's watching a female channel. You see how guys would simp for women? In other words, Melanie's making better videos than the men. You can't make this up, fam. You really can't. Let's go.
Attacking anybody by saying that, and I hope I'm not being insensitive to anybody. But in my experiences, a lot of the stuff that I see from men who are saying, even recently, I don't want to name that show because I have, you know, the show that you were on recently.
He's about to diss the Lepif Network show. He's about to diss them. Let's go.
Some people on there that I don't like, so I don't want to even like bring that energy to. I don't want to bring bad energy to your channel. But I saw different stuff like, well, women shouldn't come to a hotel room unless they expect sex, and you know, these different arguments I think are very, 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 very bad. And
if a woman goes to a man's hotel room, it's most likely because the man is expecting sex. So a woman shouldn't go, fool. Like, is this dude, what's the matter with this man? If anybody saw that particular show, you would know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't seen it, then you wouldn't get it. Let's go.
If a young man believes that, if a young man believes he can invite a girl to a room and she should expect sex, to me, there's a lot of different things that I've talked about that can lead.
There is no reason for any woman to be going up to any man's hotel room for anything other than sex. Like, everybody knows this. This is how you know these people ain't equipped to give you no information. Let's go.
To that kind of behavior, like what happened with Lauren Smith Fields. I've been talking about her a lot recently.
I have such mixed feelings. You know, one of the things I've heard so much, particularly in the manosphere, and I don't know if I'm glitching, guys.
No, you're good. I can see it now. You're not glitching.
It's struggle streaming. I don't know why my super chat ain't working. Nothing like. I'm not worried about that today. We're gonna be here every day, so I ain't worried about that right now. But I wanted to say, you know, I have such mixed feelings because the number one thing that is said is, and I'm not part of the manosphere. I just want y'all to stop I am not in the manosphere. I'm in the.
Fam, did you hear what she just said? She said she's not a part of the manosphere, so don't put her in there. So all of you clowns who think that this woman is for you, she's not a part of that. You understand? She's not a part of the manosphere, so she's not a part of your club. She's separating herself, which is typical of what the chameleon does. Right? Let's go.
I don't know what this is. I'm just doing me. But one of the things that is said over and over is that women file for divorce or they leave relationships. This was not true in my case. They say that men get raked over the coals in a divorce proceedings. that was not the case in my situation. And I know I'm probably an outlier. Okay. So I know I'm not normal, but one of the things I want, I want to bring some balance to the conversation, because I do realize there is that there is, you know, I have kind of this unique perspective and this unique experience that probably most women have not gone through. And it probably would surprise most men. And
she believed that she's qualified to talk about these issues and so forth. So y'all all better just listen to her. Let's go.
Like, I guess, again, I'm not getting into that, but I want to say, I don't think now, I'll take this back. Mm-hmm. I do now, coming back into looking at the dating world and what's going on, I can agree that there is, you know, back when I got married and was dating like 15 years ago, in that era, it wasn't so much you want to get married because you just want that piece of paper and just say you did it. Maybe some people, but I know none of the friends.
She was just talking about in the beginning that when she got married, she felt like she was on top of the world. That's a total contradiction to what she's saying right now, fam. Let's go.
I had, that was the case. They wanted to get married because they believed in marriage. They really loved this person. But it seems, but again, back then, Instagram didn't exist. It wasn't, I think the only dating app was Christian Mingle and Match.com. Like, this was, and it was on the computer. There weren't,
really?
Black
this was back in the early 2000s?
It was, yeah.
You know, I want to know, how old are these clowns that call into these shows? Oh, really? Oh, really? Like, who are these people? Let's go.
Because like the mid 2000s,
damn,
family is married. Nearly all my friends have gotten married. Like, so I'm a little bit old school, but I'm seeing more and more. It's just become such this toxic thing. And that makes me even wonder, is marriage even, does it even make sense anymore? But thank you for that.
Notice she said she don't even know if marriage makes sense anymore. So if that's the case, why are you here? Because now if it don't make sense anymore, why should anybody listen to you? Because you're not making sense.
I'm going to...
I have one last question. One last question. Yeah, I'm not sure if you still is in the process of, you know, the divorce. I'm not sure, but
no, my divorce is over.
Oh, okay. The husband is what nationality is the husband?
I'm not speaking anything about that.
Oh, you're not speaking?
No.
All right.
No,
well, thank you.
Notice that, fam. The guy just asked, what is the nationality of your ex-husband? She said, I'm not speaking on that. If your divorce is over, it's over. What is the big deal about a nationality? You see? Why she don't want to tell you that? Because it says a lot about who she really is. Let's go.
Sorry. Anything I speak about is going to be about me.
Make sure your camera, if you use a 4K camera, make sure, you know, always do the test runs. Make sure it's working good. All right.
Yeah, it's a struggle stream. We're gonna get it right one of these days. Hopefully by tomorrow I can get it really, really good, guys.
Are you going to live stream more? Are you going to live stream more?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do every weekday. Yeah, every weekday. So I'll be live streaming tomorrow too.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, I'll be tuning in. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Notice the simps will be tuning in, fam.
Great. Thank you. All right. So we're going to have Mel. Wait, is that supposed to be me? Mel, you there?
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
My fellow Mel over here, the second Mel I know. The other Mel used to be Melody Sweet.
So what do you think? What do you think about it? Should divorced or single people give relationship advice?
Good faith. They give just as much good advice as married people. But also even in reverse, even though married people and divorced people and single people could give bad advice also too. That's why I'm so picky, you know, what advice I give for. I want to know is it come with good faith concept, so you know what type of relationship I want and stuff. So you know.
One thing I want everybody to realize, you can't assign people's motives. One of the things I've been seeing around, I mean, it's like middle school in these YouTube streets. Like, she's a chameleon. She just wants men to, she's just coming in here. I've heard I'm the female Derek Jackson, and I'm also the female Kevin Samuels. I don't know how those two work together. I'm a chameleon and I'm a Jezebel. And I'm like, Like, what are we in, like, middle school? This can't be anybody grown saying this. Like, you'll never know anybody's motives. Like, it's just illogical to think you could read somebody's mind and know for sure this is what a person's doing.
She's upset.
And then it's like I got nothing else to do. No other way I can make money but to sit up on YouTube and go into this micro tiny itty bitty niche. Like, I don't.
Notice how she's dissing the black sector of YouTube, brothers. She said this is an itty bitty niche.
It's like people don't watch other parts of YouTube. Like, I've had views. I've had 100 million views a month in what I've done before. I've had views. I've had 100 million views a month in what I've done before.
Fam, she had 100 million views a month. Now, keep in mind, fam, just in case you're viewing and you don't know the real info, she used to do kitty videos, right, with her children, right? I exposed the fact that she said she never loved doing that. So she was fake the whole time. So while she's here capping as if though she was doing something great, she never loved doing it. So none of that count. None of that count. Talking about what you did in the past, that was with the family. It wasn't you. You taking credit for something that the family did as a whole. It wasn't you. You didn't do that. The family did that. So sit down. You didn't do that. See, here's the thing, fam. It was all about her. She was the one who was selfish the whole time. Let's go.
I've had views. I've had 100 million views a month in what I've done before. Why I was really miserable doing kids YouTube.
Wow.
I was always scared that it
She said she was miserable doing kids YouTube.
wasn't going to work.
Listen again.
Who I was supposed to be. And it's why I was really miserable doing kids YouTube.
What?
I was always scared that it wasn't going to work.
She said she was always scared that it wasn't going to work. Let's go.
Our views would drop.
She would be fearing that the views would drop.
I would lose money.
That she would lose money.
Some might be more popular.
She was worried about other people being popular, which means that if she's here on YouTube right now, she's worried about other content creators who are becoming more popular. Peep the game, fam. I'm showing you clips from previous videos that I did, the Confessions of Melanie King, that will open your eyes. Let's go. Which means she's pocket watching, which means she's watching your growth, which means she's watching your videos, which means she's watching your views, and she's comparing notes. She's comparing herself to other people to see who can be the best pick me.
I've had views. I've had 100 million views a month in what I've done before.
So when you see Melanie come into the space, she's going to try to literally collaborate with other women to mingle in. But at the end of the day, she's literally in competition with them. This woman was literally full of anxiety and full of fear. Let's go.
Someone's copying me. I mean, it's just jealousy, bitterness, anger, insecurity.
All of that mess is what this woman was dealing with. So that means behind all of the smiles in the kitty videos, it was all fake.
I've had views. I've had 100 million views a month in what I've done before.
It was all fake. All of the views, all of the success, all the money, it was all one big lie. Melanie, you were living a lie. Melanie, you were fake on YouTube. Melanie, you owe the people that supported you an apology because you were being fake. You're telling the general public that you were doing those kitty videos and you didn't even love do it. That's sad. That's sad.
Anxiety. There's times I wake up at 2 a.m. just scared that the views on the channel would drop.
Why would you be sitting there worried about the views would drop? Listen, whatever you fear will come to pass.
I've had views. I've had 100 million views a month in what I've done before.
You getting up every morning worrying about the views dropping is exactly what happened. And that's why everything flopped. You caused it to flop. Your fear caused it to flop. You did it. Let's go.
I was fighting who I was supposed to be. And it's why I was really miserable doing kids YouTube.
Wow.
And it's why I was really miserable doing kids YouTube.
Wow.
And it's why I was really miserable doing kids YouTube. I've had views. I've had 100 million views a month in what I've done before.
Wow.
I was always scared that it wasn't going to work, that our views would drop, that I would lose money, that some might be more popular, someone's copy.
She was worried about losing money, you see? She wasn't worried about winning souls. She wasn't worried about saving the black community. She wasn't worried about black women that needs to be in health and fitness. She wasn't worried about, black women finding marriages. She wasn't worried about the black community or the communita. Not at all.
I mean, it's just...
She was only concerned with herself.
Jealousy, bitterness, anger, insecurity, anxiety. There's times I wake up at 2 a.m. just scared that the views on the channel would drop. And you know what? If they drop, which they did. I don't have control over that.
See that? The views on the channel drop.
I've had views. I've had 100 million views a month in what I've done before.
Wow.
And because it wasn't...
You see what's going on, fam? I'm giving you a rundown of what's going on here. So when she's talking about she's getting all these views, I got hundreds of millions of views, those are the views that she got when she was doing them kitty videos with the family. And she made it very clear that she didn't love doing those videos. You understand? So while she's boasting like, well, I could be doing something other than this, well, why don't she just go do that and stop sitting around here playing these games? Because you're not fooling me. I'm in these streets. Let's go.
My purpose, and it wasn't...
She said it wasn't her purpose.
Something I love. It wasn't what God designed me to do.
So God didn't design you to do that, but you did it anyway, and you faked it till you make it with your children, and now here you are on YouTube acting like we are to accept you in the black sector of YouTube. Sit down. You were fake the whole time. You were fake on your YouTube channels. You were fake. Think about this, fam. This woman is saying that she didn't love to do what she do, but yet if you do your research, they got like about 5 to 7 channels on YouTube. So you have all those channels, but didn't love to do what you were doing? See, what you love, Melanie, is the love of money.
I've had views. I've had 100 million views a month in what I've done before. And I can go back into those sectors. I can go and I can go back into those sectors. I can go and...
Melanie, you cannot go back into those sectors. Because you would need your kids and you would need your ex-husband. So stop it. You know what I mean? Just stick to doing these boring videos that you do and them foolish comedy videos, them old clips. Because we all know that all that stuff is old. I know that. They don't. But stop acting like you can go back and do X, Y, and Z. You can't. So stop it. Stop the cap. Let's go.
And I can go back into those sectors. I can go it's just illogical. Like if people actually understood how ridiculous that is, if you think I'm a chameleon, Godspeed, I'm a chameleon. I'm Illuminati and a chameleon. I'm MK Ultra. There you go. Now somebody who...
She just says she's Illuminati and MK Ultra. You can't make this up, fam. You really can't make it up.
Needs that clip. Now you have me saying it out loud. MK Ultra. There you go. Now somebody who needs that clip. Now you have me saying it out loud. MK Ultra. There you go. Now somebody who needs that clip. Now you have me saying it out loud. But it's just, so when you talk about motives, you don't...
Thanks for the clip.
Know a person's motives. Like, we've got to stop trying to dissect like we can read a person's mind unless you don't have evidence. But I will say this, you have to be careful, even people who are in marriages who are giving relationship advice. I have heard people who are in marriages telling women, you don't need no man.
Now she's trying to say that you shouldn't take advice from married people because she heard a married woman tell women that you don't need a man. All of that is cap, man. This woman just says stuff to make up stuff. And first of all, like, where is that video? Who said that? Who said that? Right? So because you heard somebody say that means nobody should take advice from married people. Now she's trying to make it seem like it's not safe to take advice from married people. So it's better to take it from single people and divorced people.
But they're married. But they're saying you don't need no man. Or it can be a person who is married and then you're giving you advice where they haven't dated or even looked at the dating market in over a decade. And
Melanie, you haven't dated or do anything in over a decade. So you're the person that you're talking about. You know, I practice polygyny, so I'm always on the scene. You weren't dating for over 12 years or 15 years based on your own testimony. So based on that, you're not in no position to talk about anything.
They're trying to tell people what they should be doing, and they just, don't know. Or maybe they married their high school sweetheart. Nothing wrong with it, but you have no dating experience. And it's nothing wrong with it. You can take their advice if you want to as well. But we've got to stop trying to figure out a person's motives.
What do you mean we have to stop trying to figure out a person's motives? So we're not supposed to hold you to any accountability, no scrutiny, nothing. You're crazy, man.
Vibes with you and you feel like that's good information for you, then take it. If you don't, move on to the next. There's a bevy of voices out there that you can learn from. But I'm like, has nobody ever looked at any other parts of YouTube, or do you think this is some niche that makes so much money that it's just, I don't know.
Now she's dissing the black sector by saying this sector don't make no money. You got content creators in this sector that are already millionaires. What is this woman crazy, fam? Let's go.
You know what? If that's what you want to think, God bless. But
And why are you talking about money for? We're not even talking about money. That's what you're after.
This is one of them that's actually growing. It's growing a certain large amount of years. I know you say you're not part of the manosphere, but this is a niche that's definitely growing now, like crazy and stuff. And
the so-called black sector of YouTube is a multi-million-dollar section that everybody knows about. That's why everybody's trying to get their voice out there. That's why Melanie is over here.
It's not really, though. It's not. I gotta be honest. Y'all are tripping. It's not growing.
I was driving home. I'm from New York. I was driving home.
Notice how she's dissing the space, but yet these content creators allow her in here, and she's disrespecting all of them.
Early this morning, listen to Hot 97, and you already got women calling and mentioning Kevin Samuel's name and everything. So despite they ain't like the advice, whatever, and they're making their point of view. So mainstream media.
It's still. If I could be honest with you, like I know a person right now who gets 1 billion views a month on YouTube. Not a month.
Who cares? What does that have to do with divorced folks and single folks giving advice for relationships? Nobody cares about nobody getting 1 billion views but you. I don't care about that. Let's go.
Okay. I know somebody who sells $50 million in products a month. Like, this is nothing. Like, I think y'all, because it's the focus of maybe individuals, but this is nothing. And I'm not trying to be funny. It may grow, but it will always be a niche on YouTube in particular. Like, I can point out channels right now that I could easily do that. I've already been in that space and I could be killing.
Well, then go do it. Go kill the game. You all cap. Remember, you're going to need your husband and your kids to do those videos again. Let's go.
The game. But for me, this is something that this is something I don't know. I don't know if it's God put it in my heart. I don't know what it is, but y'all, this is something I don't know. I don't know if it's God put it in my heart.
She don't know if God put it on her heart now. Remember she said it was her calling, but now all of a sudden she don't know if God did it or not.
I don't know what it is, but y'all, this is something I don't know. I don't know if it's God put it on my heart. I don't know what it is, but y'all gotta like, I don't mean no harm, but this is, it's illogical. I mean, if you go to Social Blade or go to anything to see where the top categories are, this doesn't even hit in the top. It's maybe at the 0.0.
Social Blade is not even accurate information.
0.005% of anything making any noise on YouTube. It's a big wide world. And especially if you talk about globally, it ain't there. So I know that's not the point, but I've been wanting to say that for a while because some of y'all be on one. I'm like, this is not that special. Like, I'm here because I want to be here, not because I need to be here.
I gotta start a new business. I gotta find a way to make money.
I'm here because I want to be here, not because I need to be here.
I gotta start a new business. I gotta find a way to make money.
I'm here because I want to be here, not because I need to be here.
I gotta start a new business. I gotta find a way to make money.
Now, how is it that you was crying the other day talking about you got to start a new business to find a way to make some money? Now you're talking about, oh, I don't have to be here, you know.
I'm here because I want to be here, not because I need to be here.
You're here because you need to be here. Let's just stop the cap.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm not directing towards you, Mel. So I don't want you to think I'm going off on you, but it's just something I've been wanting to say. And you kind of triggered that a little bit, but thank you. Thank you.
Oh no, he didn't trigger that. I'm the one who triggered that. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one here holding her accountable in these reaction videos, and she can't stand it, fam. Let's go.
Oh, all right, we're gonna go to the next person. Do y'all understand what I mean by that? Let me see before I go to the next person. Cat videos are bigger. Right. Jared put up there, like cat videos are bigger.
So go buy a cat. Nobody cares to be sitting up here watching the damn cat. Nobody cares about this stuff. If I want views with a cat, I'll go buy a cat. But guess what? That's not my thing. What real talent is it by just you filming your cat? Anybody could do that. That's not changing nobody's life. Ooh, look a cat. I got 1 million views. I got a cat. If that's the case, Melanie, go make cat videos.
Like I have a dog that has done more views than people in the manosphere. Like, I have a dog that has done more views than people in the manosphere.
She
like,
dissed ya.
I have a dog that
Wow.
has done more views than people in the manosphere.
She dissed all of you brothers. She said she got a dog that done more views than you brothers in the manosphere. Yo, and y'all sit back and y'all just allow this madness.
Like, I'm not trying to, this isn't about bragging, guys.
It's a lot to do with bragging, fam. She been bragging the whole time, fam.
Promise you, it's just a reality check. Some of y'all need to wake up and come back to reality.
She's giving y'all a reality check.
And acknowledge this is not that special. This is work over here. You get from, one end, you're a chameleon, and the other end, she's a pick-me. I don't care about these middle school names. If whatever I need to be to make you sleep better at night, that's what I'll be. But I'm too grown for this. I just never seen this type of.
Let's see if she's grown.
I don't know, just cattiness. It's like the Real Housewives or something.
Pick-me. In fact, I'm a proud pick-me sus because
She's a proud pick-me, y'all.
One end, you're a chameleon, and the other end, she's a pick-me. I don't care about these middle school names. If
the opposite of a pick-me is a reject-me. So
A woman who claims she's devoted to God.
ass pick-me. Pick-me.
Wow, pick me. Sound like a desperate woman in no man's land.
And that's why I don't really care. Say what you have to say, but
Say what we gotta say. I'm gonna say what I gotta say too.
one end, you're a chameleon, and the other end, she's a pick-me. I don't care about these middle school names. If whatever I need to be to make you sleep better at night, that's what I'll be. But I'm too grown for this. I just never seen this type of I don't know, just cattiness. It's like the Real Housewives or something. It's just bizarre. But anyway, should divorced or single people give relationship advice? Obviously, I think the answer is yes. And this is my reasoning for it. I wish my life was a fairy tale. I wish I got married and lived happily ever after.
I don't know what else to tell you, but based on what we've seen here, divorcees and single folks should not be giving nobody any advice when they don't have no success. Do you understand me? If you don't have long-term success in a relationship, you need to just stop. How about get the success first, then talk about the advice? Because until then, you're just telling us what you heard from somebody else. And this is what people don't know. Because if somebody got all that advice to give you on how you can have success in a relationship and they don't have a relationship, that makes no sense. Just like you're not going to take advice from a homeless person who's a bum, who's broke, hungry, busted and disgusted. You're not going to take advice from them. So why are you taking advice from people that don't got their life together? That being said, fam, it's Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'll catch you all in the next video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and click that like button. We out, fam. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100%